going on, people? It's been a little while since I did a video because in the Northeast the temperature has been in the single digits and I don't have heat out in my shop, and yeah, I didn't feel like freezing my balls off working on these things. So a couple days ago I brought in a new piece of furniture and my wife was pretty ecstatic about it. It's my MetRuck build and it needs to be rewired. That's the main thing right now. Everything else is pretty much done. I got to tighten everything up and go over the whole thing because it's pretty much just slapped together as a roller. But I was in touch with a guy earlier. He messaged me a few weeks ago and I didn't see it on Instagram, and he was wanting a video on the GY6 harness that I made for my other ruckus. I explained to him that I'm gonna be doing this ruckus today, so I figured I might as well make a video. I doubt what he needs, but it's what you guys are gonna get for now. So anyway, what I was going to do initially was use a stock Metropolitan harness. I actually started ripping it apart, because this is made for a Get engine, the 49cc Honda motor, but it's going on a GY6, a 171. So I started ripping it apart and I was going to trace the wires because there's no diagrams I could find online for this, so I was going to have to trace every wire and make my own harness. But instead of that, the bike, when I bought it, had already the rear frame. You can see the wires coming out of it. Really good tuck job. Comes out from down here. These frames and everything were for sale for a while, but I got lowballed a bunch and just decided I wasn't going to sell it for that. So now I'm using them. But anyway, this is a raccoon harness, very well done harness. If you're looking for one, highly recommend them. But I am currently butchering it. As you can see, it's all untaped, pulled out. This guy here, my fuel pump, it's got to get wired back in. Everything's got to get wired back in. Here's the rest of the harness. You can see the mess I have right here. Problem was, let me try to separate this real fast. This shit back here, I already got it separated. This has to go in the battery. This has to go in the battery. This and this are going on ECU. And on a regular ruckus, that's not a problem, because all these other relays and fuses and everything else will be going right in the general same area. So that's the way this harness is wired, so everything is in one area. But when you're turning it into a MetRuck, obviously it doesn't have the big battery box up here that the regular ruckus has. There's nowhere to hide these things. And the battery moves from right around in this location to back here, and I have a relocation box on it, and behind it you see the CDI. I'm sorry, the ECU. So those four things I just showed you are going to go here, here, and this side, and the other side. Everything else has to bring all the way back up, and I have to try and hide it in here. And the light also has to get put in there. I wired the light up. Dates, Big Dog Dates hooked me up with that. Wired it up. That's ready to go. But it's called a 5-shot LED light, and Dates tinted the hell out of that, made it look sick as shit. So that's done, but there's not going to be a lot of space for all the shit back there. I'll be able to fit it, but it's going to take a little bit of work. So this is the current state of it. Basically, it's just all these wires here are going to have to get cut somewhere in around here, because I initially cut it because it was tucked and there was no disconnects anywhere to get this frame and this frame apart. So it needed to be cut to get the frames apart. So because there's a hole back here in the frame that these wires came down and up in the front of the frame, and then they went through to the back side of the frame through the hole and went to wherever they were supposed to go. So there's no way to get the frames apart without cutting the harness. So that's what I had to do. But in hindsight, I wish I had to cut it back here, because now what I have to do is splice off the connections I need for there into around this area, and all the rest have to travel all the way to front and up. So what I have to do is connect all these back onto the leads they were cut off of, splice everything back in back here. So it just makes that much more work for me to do. So this is it. I've done videos on it before, but in case you haven't seen it, I also have to wire in my turns up front here. Not a big deal. I have to finish this. This is just a rough cut just to get the thing to sit right, because you have to cut it because of it's a Ruckus triple tree instead of a Met, so it's a 4-inch instead of a 3, so these don't fit. They need to be cut and heated and everything else to get it to fit. What else? It's just a GY6. This motor's got probably 75 miles on it as it sits now. It's got a 30mm OKO carb on it, or OKO, however you want to say it. It's a slide carb. It's got the Compasimo motor mount, the low down shock back there. I just recently picked up the Yoshi pipe. I had a hot lap on it. Wasn't a fan of the hot lap, so I traded a cool guy for that. Needs a little work on the badge. The badge is a little scraped right there, you can see. But other than that, pipe's in pretty good condition. I believe there's a man-in-the-box rear sets. They're about 6-inch setback, which I really like the aggressive riding position it puts you in. I got my dowel pegs. I'll show you these bars, man. These bars are dope. Christian hooked them up. He makes them. Well, he gets them made, and they're nice, sweet. I got the riser from Zen, because you can't put these on any kind of bars really, because they'll hit on the top of the plastic. So you need to get this riser if you're doing a MetRuck, and that's an awesome piece as well. That's it for now. I got a lot of just wiring shit to do. I found a really good, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that, really good diagram online, and it's really clear. You can zoom in, and you know. So this is what I'm following. I don't know if you guys are familiar with how to read these, but you got your codes down here, which whatever, you know, all the wires are, what the colors are from the key, and then this tells you exactly what everything is connected to, locations on the connectors, and there's your diagram for your Honda Ruckus. So if you guys are looking for this, anytime you're looking for a diagram for a Ruckus, make sure you see that, because there's a lot of them that are labeled Ruckus, but they're not for Ruckus. They're for other types of bikes. Make sure you see the GEZ 6700 on it, or else you're going to be wiring your shit way wrong. But yep. So this is it's pretty much going to be the rest of my day. Well, until I get tired of doing the shit, because it's pretty tedious. But anyway, this video is coming up on 8 minutes long, and wasn't really a tutorial or anything. It was just a what the fuck am I doing today kind of video. Yeah. If you guys have any questions or whatever, let me know. I do post a lot of pictures up on my page on Facebook. I'll put a I don't know if I put a link. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. But it's Ruck and Chuck, R-U-C-K-N Chuck, C-H-U-C-K. Just a bunch of guys on there bullshitting and having a good time. So if you have the inclination, go ahead and join it. If not, I'll see you on the next video.